Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Xa Talk Show. How are you guys? Nobody is here. The poverty of Xa Talk Show. So today we are going to talk random. I was planning to do Wolfram Mathematica, the fantastic Wolfram language. But I think, let's talk random because we haven't done a random kind of session for a while. And I'm going to show you this fantastic mouse. This is Supreme. The mouse with keyboard mechanical switches. This is fantastic because, why? Because typically a mouse, look at my video. Can you see my mouse here? This is a fantastic mouse, okay? This is my main drive, Logitech. Okay, so let's begin to talk random, okay? So today's random topic, let's show. So let me set up the background. Let me tell you guys who haven't watched my video the background, what's going on here. So video check, audio check, that's good. Close that. And we are going to talk, I'm going to show you, okay. So first of all, keyboard and mouse, okay. Keyboard and mouse. I was going to start to talk about this fantastic keyboard, okay? So let's post it here. I was going to talk about Wolfram language, but up to your interest. If you guys are here, hey Andrew, good morning Andrew. The concurrent viewers from the YouTube studio report is incorrect. So depends on what you guys like. So we're gonna talk about random issues, several things. But first of all, look at my, you go look at my keyboard guide, okay? So keyboard guide, go to mouse. So my current, you can see right here. Logitech, okay, which one is that? That is this one, Logitech G502, fantastic mouse, okay? Now, by the way, I have another. You can see this one is wireless, and you can see that it's got 6 thumb buttons. Okay, in theory, Emacs. Okay, Andrew wants to talk about Emacs stuff. Okay, let's do. Do you have any specific? Some direction? Give me some direction. Like, do you want me to code some Emacs list live or some general? How to use Emacs or workflow or any kind of thing, or I can demo stuff like keys. Okay, so anyway, so this mouse, so type it, okay, Andrew. So this mouse, in theory, Logitech 604, you can see. Now my camera, I need to get new camera. This is still lousy, this. Which one is clear? Actually, here is better. Lights, please. Let there be light, and there is light. Okay, so this is Logitech 604. In theory, this is better, but however, because this is also wireless. However, the buttons, each of all these buttons are harder to press than this Logitech Classic. This 502. So you can see, if you go to my keyboard page, just search for Xali keyboard, okay? Then you can see this is my main drive, and this is the one I use when I'm lying in bed, like flop and type on my Surface Pro. Okay, so but this one in theory is better except all the side buttons are harder. It requires harder pressure to activate. Okay, and by the way, one of the fantastic thing is this, this infinite scroll. Okay, so let me show you. So go to Xa code. Wait. So go to keyboard. Infinite scroll. You see my hands are here. If I push it lightly, if I push it all the way. And it's much better than this. Okay, like you press that. Okay, let me show you. Oh, this is fantastic. This is Chinese buns with meat. Okay. So I'm talking about over. Okay, so I need you guys to say what you want to see. Dual wielding pens. Exactly. This is a lightsaber. You know. This is. Zero says, I have $15 mouse, $300 keyboard. That's fantastic. What are we still talking about? Mice are keys, L-track, trackball for the win. X keys, L-track. Okay, trackball, you know. Look, let me show you. Okay, trackball. So you want trackball. So if okay, this camera sucks. How can I move it? Okay, let's try this. You see? There is my trackball. I bought this, but you see? Okay, let me tell you about one of my techniques to manipulate the window, the operation. You know, someone asked me on YouTube, like, can you explain what is your efficient setup configuration for operating Windows? You see? I'm not doing Alt Tab. I talked about this many times. Alt Tab is one of the most idiotic fuck, you know. And the elite coders, they don't know nothing. You ask the Emacs hardcore Emacs fanatics, you know, they say, oh, you need Emacs, you need to set this key, you know, the control key to this proper place. The fucking idiocy. And the Vim, you know, the Unix, Linux, window managers, idiots. Okay, but they are all doing this, you know. They are all doing this because you watch YouTube, you look at them, they are all fucking idiots. Okay, so let me show you one of the. So when it comes to efficiency, when it comes to operating your computer, there are two aspects. Okay, one is efficiency, like minimize the number of keystrokes or minimize the number of energy your body spend on getting to specific thing you want. Like, for example, switching to a particular window, you know, and that also counts, like the button pressure. That's why we are talking about the mouse pressure. That also counts. Okay, so efficiency, okay, that's one thing. The other thing is ergonomic, which includes efficiency. Actually, ergonomic means you want to work in a way so that you don't develop repetitive strain injury long term. Okay, suppose you work on a computer 8 hours a day, you know, long term, that's a key. Okay, let me not get distracted. So okay, let's go back. I was showing you guys this efficient operation of activating the window. So you see, I have Emacs here, I have OBS here, I have Chrome browser here, and I have okay. So you see that at the bottom, that's the Brave browser. I don't have it on, but I move my finger over here, press it. I missed it. Press it. There it is. There it is, my Chrome browser. The Brave browser. Okay. So I operate several browsers in multiple browsers at the same time. So right here is the Vivaldi, the Linux fanatics thing, and Firefox has been has been displaced. Okay, so Vivaldi here, you know, I switch to Brave. Okay, so go to Brave, we need to enter Twitter. Okay, so now I need to press that button. So I move my finger here on this Marco keypad, this Ultimate Hacking Keyboard. This is Kinesis Advantage 2. So Ultimate Hacking Keyboard, press, so that key is the mouse left click. Okay, so I don't have to, I can do both ways. Okay, by the way, I injured my finger. I told you last time, like in my previous video. You see this finger, because I was pushing with my wife playing, and it got, you know, the knuckle got bent in more than it would go. So now it's like that. So, but I think it's healing slowly. I think it's wait, let me move my head away. So now my fingers, it's like just that, but I think it's healing slowly. So anyway, so I'm talking about the operation. So one of the way to activate, you know, one of the efficient and ergonomic way to call the command to activate the window is by turning on hover click. Okay, so of course, I have full details on how to. Okay, so now for example, I need to open a new window, one finger operation. Okay, new window, new tab. Okay, new tab, and let's search for Xali keyboard. Okay, BOARD. Okay, that's all most of memory. Okay, so click on here, go there, and I'm using my mouse. Yeah, you can see the trackball. Oh yeah, so I missed showing that. This is click. Okay, so I put here I put my cursor on the link here, you see, and now I want to click. I can click either this button. Can you see it? Oh shit, this fucking idiotic camera. So I can either click this button or this mouse button or click this button. Okay, so do it. There it is, my Emacs page. Okay, now I want to go back. This button, go back. Okay, one finger operation. So let me go back to the focus. So I was saying, so go to Kasa keyboard blog. You go to keyboard shortcuts. Then there's an entire section on Windows or Linux or Mac. So since I'm on Windows, you click on Windows. So the entire guide on how to operate Windows operating system, what tools to use and how to use them, and so on. So one of them is, okay, single click to open file, which is important, and the mouse hover to activate Windows. So click on that. So I give you a guide on how to set that up. So that is the mouse hover to activate Windows. So okay, so normally, so can you see my nah, you cannot see my trackball. Fucking shit, this camera. I need more money to buy things, and that come to the point that you guys need to donate. Okay, that's what I'm here for. The YouTube. Okay, donate, please click if you like it. Please subscribe and make sure you click on the bell. The fuck Google. You know, the Google induced society. You know, the millennial generation idiots. So back to the let's finish focusing on this topic. So mouse hover to activate Windows, that's the best thing. Okay, and I have a guide for you Linux fanatics. You know, like the Linux fanatics. Every time you speak to the Linux people, first of all, you want to prove that you are a man in the Linux, you know, that you know about the Linux techno details, like the bash, and you have to use the fancy jargons. Otherwise, they don't listen to you. They think you are a Windows idiot. Okay, so I have 1,000 tutorials for you Linux idiots. Okay, the technical detail, you know, the X mode map and whatever. Okay, let's see some of them. The fucking Linux idiots. Okay, so Linux keyboard software guide. I give you an overview. How do you set up keys? How do you change mouse buttons? How do you change mouse cursor speed? How do you swap keys? How do you make a keyboard macro using the Linux operating system, the Linux idiocy? Okay. You know, these days I'm on 4chan often. That's the home of the Linux idiots. So now I'm becoming the next what's his name? The guy who wrote the Linux God operating system. Because I'm autistic. My friends, I'm autistic. That's why I have the certification of autism. So you need to trust what I say. So Linux. So here is the overview of all the things you want to know. You need to know about how do you set up keys. What is a scan code? This Linux, the fucking techno idiots. Scan code, key sim, X11. X11 is the worst software possible in the entire software history. in the past 50 years, X11. And today the Linux, today the millennial generation, the new generation, they don't know nothing about Unix. When they grew up, Linux, they use Linux. They never seen a Unix before. They don't know what. So I'm getting old. So X11 is the worst software possible. And then, but today the Linux, the young guys like you guys, teenagers, they think, oh, you should use what's the name? What's the next generation of X11? I'm getting old. I don't even remember names. So the what is the the X11 replacement? It took 10 years and it's not still not going about. So so say it, guys. Help me out. You don't need GUI. You do need GUI because GUI for many tasks is actually the most efficient way. Okay, the most efficient way to operate in many cases. Especially, for example, let me show you one random things for you Linux idiot. Jesus. So here you are looking at the most advanced programming language, okay, Wolfram Mathematica. You go buy it, okay, and actually it's free. I talked about often, and in fact today we are supposed to do some Wolfram language coding. So I want to show you Cube. Okay, now I'm going all over. Okay, so let me show you just something. Okay, let me just show you something for you Linux idiots. Okay, graphics 3D. I want to create an application. I'm a coder. Okay, I'm a programmer. I'm going to create a three-dimensional graphics of a cube such that you can rotate it. Okay, let's see. Okay, that didn't work. What is it? Graphics. Okay, I'm too distracted while I'm talking. Okay, let's do it. Oh, there it is. Jesus. And can you rotate it? Oh, yes, you can. Oh, Jesus, how many lines is that? Oh, 1. Oh my God. You Linux C++ fuckheads. The Linux people, they like to chant OpenGL. That's their thing. OpenGL, WebGL. Memory, malloc. The Rust. Rust, float, int. That's their thing, including OpenGL and WebGL. How many lines of code to do this in OpenGL? 1,000. No kidding. Okay, back to so you are saying, oh, you don't need mouse. Okay, false. For one obvious example, you see, you need a mouse to operate this. Okay, I don't like using the using the trackball. So I'm going all over, but I was going to tell you why trackball is not. It's just not sufficient. Okay, so let's go back to mouse. Okay, so you see, I can rotate this. Okay, and I can do fantastic graphics, which I showed many times, but not today. So back to Linux guide. All you need to know about Linux. How do you remap keys or create keyboard macros and so on? Many tools are there, and most of the time, half of the time, you try a tool, it doesn't work. Then you go to Stack Overflow, the Stack Overflow. You spend half a day there, Then all the documentation you found on Linux, Arch Linux, Arch Linux site is the best Linux documentation. Arch Linux, Gen 2 fucking idiots. These Linux idiots. You spend half your life, trying to see how they work, if they work at all. But thanks to XR, who have spent the time for you and wrote all this guide. For example, how do you control the volume without a mouse? Yeah, you don't want a mouse? Okay, I show you how. I'd show you how to control your the sound mixer using keyboard itself. Okay, so there's a lot of articles here that's about Linux now. So okay, so wait, okay, so let's copy and go back to Emacs, one single key press. And what is this page show? Okay, Talk show, yeah, that's today's page. One button press to go back to previous window, or I can use the mouse to switch, no Alt Tab, fuck. Okay, now I want to comment this out, do it, one single key press. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, you can see all my Emacs commands and keystrokes on the pink window, you see. Do you see a control there? No, you don't see a control there. Because why? Because I'm using Xafly keys, more efficient than Vim, the Vim idiot. Okay, so for example, I can delete this, undo, show in browser, or one single key press. But you might be wondering, but it says CR. C means control. No, actually, because this keyboard macro, you see, okay, so go to the browser, close it, go back to Emacs. Now press this shift key. This is a key macro that will show the current Emacs buffer in browser. Okay, so do it. There you go. This key switch back to the last window. Okay, do it. I'm back in Emacs. Now, so what's my point? Oh yeah, so I was saying, you see, it says Control R. Well, actually, I didn't press any control. Did you see me press control? No. Well, that says Control R because there is a keyboard macro that sends Control R. So you can see on the pink window, you can see all my key strokes I'm typing, or the end the Emacs command line. And if you, for example, if you are wondering what is this XAR end line or block, you just copy it. Okay, copy it, paste it here. Again, single key press. K is Vorak, which is Quartis V. So you got the command name. Now I want to search the browser for that command name. Now look at the pink window. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 3 keystrokes. Delete HT. Delete is right here. This key. Okay, so that 3 single keystrokes. No control modifier. Fuck. Okay, now you see it found it. You see, GitHub. No, I closed all my GitHub except Xafly key. So here, where is it? Okay, there it is. Now you can see the source code. So you can grab it, free, both free as a beer and the freedom, as in freedom, as in liberty. You can grab it for free for your own use. Okay, and of course you can pay me, donate me, PayPal, Patreon, or buy my Emacs tutorial, buy my JavaScript tutorial and stuff. Okay. So we were talking about, first of all, Linux command. So copy the URL, press this key back to last window. Okay, that doesn't work because the last window is the Vivaldi. I want to go to Emacs. So this button, can you see it? Fuck. So this button switch me to Emacs. Okay, so now I can just paste it here. So Linux command. Okay, I don't want that. Okay, I want to go to practical Linux tutorial. Okay, so this is a full tutorial on Linux command line itself, not just keyboard. But for the keyboard specific, you go here, copy back to Emacs, paste it there, make a link, and a list, and delete that, show in browser. Fantastic. Now switch to Brave by just moving the mouse. And do I still need this page? No. Close. And now we are back on Twitter. Now let me show you the fantasticomical system of the spin scroll. Okay, so first of all, let me show you. Click, close that. Let me show. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this mouse. Okay, actually, but now we are focusing. I'm going to tell you this spin wheel. Okay, so back to Twitter. Spin. My hands is here, and it just helped me keep spinning. Oh, it shrinked the font size by mistake. Okay, do it again. So the mouse is spinning, so I can just sit here and for it to reload. This is an infinite scroll. So that is why the spin mouse is fantastic, as opposed to keyboard. Okay, for example, you keyboard. Oops. You see that shoe? That's a 5-finger shoe. That's a great shoe. But it cut in half, okay? Now page up. Yeah, but I still don't see the picture, okay? So now you need to press the arrow key to adjust. That's a fucking idiocy of the Linux. Most of you, they don't know what you're doing. So you want spin, okay? So spin, everything, it's just you can move to any image to the right point. You don't have to, for example, move it a bit. You can see the full video. This is demonstration of the spin wheel. It's going to spin for like 30 seconds. Okay, I'm not going to play the whole thing. Stop it. So spin wheel, okay, that's fantastic. Actually I talked about this in the past already, so let's see what you guys are saying and what are we going to talk about next. So we already talked about lots of things, but let me go back. So open the last closed window. Wait, open that. Wait, did you? Why is the history not work? Okay, so anyway, so I want to, so wait, copy that back to Emacs, paste it that, make a link, and I want to show you. So go to the mouse section. I want to open this one and this one in a new window. Okay, so how do you do that? That's middle click. Okay, middle click, you can do that. So hold on a second, shrink. Let me see if I can see myself. Okay, so middle click is this button. Okay, so let me show you. So watch my keyboard here. Okay, so first of all, move it here, open a new tab and move here, open a new tab, and now I want to switch to the next tab. Okay, so this button, you see, there it is, there it is, there it is. Now I want to toggle maximize window. Okay, now switch back, toggle maximize window. Okay, and on Windows UI is the most idiotic, because Windows UI you have this Windows down arrow, and you cannot toggle it because you press down arrow one more time, it hides the window and it's impossible to get it back. The fucking idiocy of the Windows. So let's go back, let's reopen that. Or if you Windows key, then up arrow maximize, but you press, it doesn't toggle. The fucking idiocy of the Windows. So that's why I created macro. And how is this macro done? This macro is done by using auto hotkey. So switch to Emacs, let me show you. So there it is. You are looking at the source code. I mean my auto hotkey script. Wait, but why is it not showing XR auto hotkey mod? Okay, it's not, I have a XR auto hotkey mod. Let me turn it on. Okay, so today is just random. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Hey, Kathy! the Kathy is the most beautiful girl in our group. Okay, now you guys, you have to now get on Swarm, hit on Kathy. Kathy is a economics expert, PhD students in artificial machine learning economy, economics using machine learning and artificial intelligence to analyze and dissect economic issues. And Kathy is an Emacs user. So what else? So if you have questions, tag me. Okay, so now I'm missing my XR auto hotkey. Where is that? Yeah, to fuck. Where is my auto? Why is it not loading I want syntax color. Syntax color is missing. Where's the XR Emacs? Okay, so and you can buy my XR Emacs. Okay, so let's see packages. Okay, so you are looking at my Emacs packages. Let's magnify or single key press. Remember, let's show the pink window. Okay, so magnify the entire beauty of the font, the geeker's favorite thing, font. Now I want to delete all files ending in that tilde. So in Emacs, press this key, they become highlighted. Magnify window so you can see the whole. And okay, too big. Okay, shrink. Okay, now go page up. Now hide this, this Unix fuck by pressing the parentheses, left parentheses. Okay, now I want to delete those tilde files. Okay, X, do you want to delete these? Yes. Wait, what? Do it again. Yes. Oh, yeah, you have to say yes or no. Okay, do it. Okay, now it's gone. Now shrink. Okay, so these are all my packages. Auto hotkey is not here. Fuck. Yeah, I need to find my auto hotkey package, and it's not loading. But let's forget about it now. But anyway, here is the auto hotkey, my auto hotkey. Let's switch to let's just switch to Emacs Smart, because I want at least if the comments are highlighted, then it's helpful. So okay, so now I'm using Emacs Smart to auto hotkey, so at least some color. So you see toggle, so search for toggle. So here is the part, toggle max window, auto hotkey. Okay, and of course, okay, so we going all over the place. Let's go to XR Talk Show. Make sure we write down whatever. Yeah, so copy this, and copy this. Make a link, and now let me show you. Close that. Now let me go to auto hotkey tutorial. Like I said before, you go to keyboard shortcut. Then you have everything you need to know about Windows. Then there's an auto hotkey tutorial. Start from there, and your life will be good. Okay, so auto hotkey tutorial. So let's open that, copy that back to Emacs, paste it here. Do a link back here. Go back to previous page. Go back to previous page, and there's Linux and there's Mac. Okay, so wait. So there is Mac. Open it. On the Mac, of course, you have also how-to about, I talked about the keyboard viewer, custom key layout, switch to Vorak layout, hover to switch window. Here is how you do it. Hover to switch window. I was using Mac for the past 4 years, and so you have Linux, Windows, Mac, they can all do hover switch to window. And let me finish that topic. So to do this workflow, what you want to do is that every application, once you open, you set it up to a particular position, so that there's always a corner left open. So for example, typically I want to switch to my main browser, this Vivaldi. So typically I set up so that the left, there's always little room there, so I can just move my mouse there and it'll launch. And if I want to switch to Emacs, there's always a little room at the bottom here. So you see, and same thing for Chrome, for Brave, and for Discord. Okay, now this window, for Discord. And if you haven't already joined Discord, okay, interesting people, all over the diverse opinions. Okay, I think that's a lot ramble about keyboards. Is there anything Kathy says I'm a normal Emaxer. Okay, so did I miss anything? Is there any questions for me? Okay, so let's see. Let's go back to the we were going to talk about Wolfram language, but in the past 5 or so videos, it's all about Wolfram language. So I think let's give that a break. So random, yeah. So okay, so hover to click, yeah, that's important. Let me just write it down. Hover to click. I have 1,000 articles. Mac keyboard tools. Okay, back to keyboard guide. Okay, back to XR code. Keyboard blog. So I was going to talk about this mouse. Okay, now like I mentioned before, when you want efficiency in operating your computer, so one of the concern is about how much your body exert the energy, the amount of energy your body exerts in order to execute certain command. Okay, so that includes counting the pressure of the key. For example, if you into do it yourself mechanical keyboards, they fuss about which switch is the best switch. Okay, so for example, let's show you. So you go to design. You see, here's everything you need to know about design of keyboard or every aspects. You have design flaws. Much of our keyboard came from the fucking mechanical typewriters 200 years ago. That's why the jagged, the fucking jagged or stacked, layout of the key rows and so on. I can go on this for 10 hours. But anyway, so the keyboard flaws and key switch, big topic, among the nerds. Which switch is the best? Oh, Topaz switch, cherry switch, and so on. So why are they concerned? Because it does matter. Okay, so key switch, different ones, they have different activation pressure. Okay, in general, I mean, people have different preferences, but in general, the lighter is better, because lighter means you have to exert less force to activate it. So especially if you already have hand injury like me, hand pain, typing too much, or if you already have that, then lighter is better. Okay, but if you are young or if you never had problems, maybe you like brown switch, maybe you like blue, maybe you like some other topper or whatever. That's fine. Okay, because different people, the muscle, the DNA for the sensitivity of the is different. Okay, so maybe you like blue switch, maybe linear red switch is too light for you. That's fine. But if you have RSI already, then you should try. That's all I'm saying. You should try to get into the lighter switch, the better. Of course, I mean not like too light. Like the Apple butterfly fuck. Or even there's some key switches that's tactile. There's no pressure at all. Then you just touch it. It's like the iPad. The phone screens. Those sucks. Okay, I'm talking all over. So what am I? So let's connect what I'm talking about back to this mouse. So why do I think this is great? Because a typical mouse, can I see? Let me show myself. A typical mouse or trackball button are the activation force for the button is much heavier than keyboard key switch, than the linear key switch. So a lot of people have mouse pen. I don't have mouse pen, but a lot of people do. So there are many reasons. I also have an article on how to avoid mouse pen, which is too many articles. What am I talking? So you go to mouse, you'll find it. How to here, okay. Here is great artwork by Alan. I want the big version of this artwork. Okay, so let me get to it. Okay, so first of all, let me get to it. Oh fuck! Look at this fuck! You see, they are repeated. Why are they repeated? Because the Vivaldi fuck has a bug every time, because they doesn't change the URL. Fucking Vivaldi fuck, the open source fuckheads. Vivaldi, it's chanted, by the open source fuckheads. Meanwhile, Vivaldi is like actually proprietary, but it's loved by the typical Linux people. That's the crowd. They chant about Vivaldi all the time, but they have this serious bug. Fuck. So what was I trying to link before? I don't, that's Mac. Okay, I was trying to link to the Mac. Fuck. The Mac hover to click and Windows hover to click. I think so. Okay, now copy that back to Emacs. So delete the repetition, and I also want to link to the Linux keyboard tutorial. Okay, mouse spin wheel. That. Okay, and there's also, of course, there's a Linux version. In fact, in Linux you have so here is a Linux hover to click or hover to raise window. So there are two ways. Okay, so let me paste that. Conjoin. Okay, so let me show you now. Back to Emacs. Now the Emacs operation. You see, here is a list and here is another list. I want to join them. So press a button, press a button, press a button. Okay, showing browser. So now this linked together. So of course, again, these three needs to be joined together. Do it, do it, do it. Showing browser. Fantastic. Okay, now back to what I was talking about. Close that. Emacs move cursor. Okay, to beginning of paragraph. Okay, that's the command. That's the command I'm doing. You see, I don't press page up and down. Okay, this is page up down. No, that's not efficient. I just press this. This jumps by paragraph or jumps to the beginning of line or end of line. Or if you keep pressing it, it just jumps by paragraph. Okay, so that is that. Let's paste it here, link it, go here. Wait, I pressed the wrong key. Link it, go here, press a key to join them, showing browser. So that is that source code. So now, 46 minutes. So we can talk 5 more minutes. Okay. General Emacs, walk through your tutorial. Okay, so talking about 10 things at a time. Yeah, all over the place. Okay, so is there something I want to finish? So I showed you about the nice, the fantastic spin wheel, and why am I? Now I'm a star on 4chan. Okay, you see, look at that. Xar Jack appears. No, you cannot like things I don't like. Stop it now. Okay, so that's Twitter. So do I have the, okay, so let me show you. Yeah, we were talking about, yeah, so let me show you this page. Okay, magnify, go here. Xar Discord artwork. Now this is the full glory of Alan. Our Alan here. Alan's artwork. Fantastic. I love this one. My fingers are, that's I'm like that, that's me. My fingers are now damaged and stuff. Okay, so all the links here are kind of out of order because today I talked of over. And then the Xar Jack is the Xar Jack here. Did I? So here, there are several artworks. This is most of them by Alan. So this is Alan. This is Alan. Okay, and there's some artwork by other people of me in my early days. And this is Zoomweld. Okay. Alan. Okay, Xar Jack. I found this one on 4chan. And here is our Ripper. On Xar Discord. Okay. So okay, so that's some of the artwork. So let's go back to what go back XR talk show, go back, there's no back, close it. So this is the source code for the Emacs stuff, close it. So programming blog, close it. XR to do, close it. Okay, where are we? Yeah, so how to avoid mouse pain. So if you want to know how, here is the detail. Okay, now look at the URL, the fucking Vivaldi. You see, this page is about how to avoid mouse pain, but the URL says auto hotkey. Fuck the Vivaldi, fuck the Linux open source fuckheads. Refresh. Now it works. Now you see the hand mouse, the URL is not correct. Okay, copy that, shrink the window, back to Emacs, paste it here, make a link, join the list, show in browser, scroll down, how to avoid mouse hand pain. Okay, there's lots of details you need to read through. I'm not going to explain. Okay, as for Emacs tutorial, my Emacs tutorial, okay, let me show you. So Andrew asked the question, can you give a guide to your Emacs tutorial? Okay, so you go to Ergo Emacs. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so hold on a second. Copy the link here, close that, paste the link here, make a link. Okay, now go to the Brave browser, new tab, Ergo, just search for Xali Emacs. Okay, Xali Emacs. Then this one, open it. So this is my Emacs tutorial. Now go to the yellow button, click it. That's the home page. So if you look at the URL, that's the home page of Ergo Emacs. By the way, I'm going to move every content on this Ergo Emacs domain to Xali info. That is a chapter, that is a closing of a sad period of my life from 2010 to 2020. So anyway, I'm going to move everything from this page to xali.info. Okay, so by next week, you'll get a redirect. Okay, every page you visit on Ergo Emacs will say, okay, the address, the URL has been moved to, somewhere here. By next week, by the time you watch this video, you'll probably change. Okay, so let me give you a guide about my Emacs tutorial. Basically, so after I move, the structure will be exactly the same. So you click. So there are 3 tutorials on using Emacs. So basically, you can use the left panel. So there's an Emacs tutorial, and each of these topic is about how to use Emacs. How do you switch windows? How do you open files? What are the efficient ways? What is diet? Diet is for control directory, copying files, moving files, rename files, list files. That's a diet. So where to download for Windows, on Linux, on Mac, so all these sections is about how to use Emacs. Okay, for example, white space. How do you control indentation? What if you want tabs? What if you want space? How do you remove all tabs? How do you convert all space to tabs? Things like that. So indentation, how do you split windows? How do you, so what is a buffer? How do you list buffer? How do you switch buffer? Everything you want to know. So this is the first one, Emacs tutorial. So there are 3 of them. Then there's the Emacs init. So in this section, all these pages are about how to use setup, customize Emacs. Okay. So what is the init file? I tell you what is the init file. So let's turn on JavaScript. Okay. So you can see the blue highlight, the green highlight. So what is the init file? What is the major mod? What the fuck is the major mod? The Emacs jargons. What is a minor mod? Okay, so what is Emacs customize? Maybe you have seen this before, maybe not, if you are new to Emacs. So And then how do you install packages? What is a package? How do you install them? How do you check which operating system you are on? Because sometimes you are at home, you are using Mac or Linux. Maybe at work you are using Windows. So you need different configuration for different machines. So how do you, in your init, how do you find out which operating system you are using? So anyway, so all these are about configuration, init, Emacs init. Okay, how to set up Emacs. Then this here, Emacs keys, is another section, huge, 50, 100 articles all about key binding. Okay, because Emacs is about keys. Keys is the interface to your computer. Okay, keyboard and mouse. So key shortcut is the most one of the most important thing. First of all, by the way, I said this many times, the most important is actually the physical keyboard. Go fucking buy a nice mechanical physical keyboard, you idiots. You Linux, Vim, Emacs, phonetics. Oh, you should use Motron Comac layout. Layout and shortcut. Fucking idiots. First of all, if you don't have a mechanical switch keyboard, you don't know nothing. Okay, you are going to get RSI in no time, regardless what window managers you use. Okay, you fucking idiots. Window managers, Linux. I've been talking for 55 minutes. Okay, we close down in 5 minutes. So is there any more comments for me? So Celtic Orthodox, hello, and Alan. So I was talking about, so let me finish the introduction to my Emacs tutorial. So you have Emacs tutorial, Emacs init, everything about Emacs init, then everything about customizing Emacs keys. Okay, then you have several sections about Emacs Lisp. Okay, here is a practical Emacs Lisp, which is an introduction to Emacs Lisp, which is important because in Emacs, the entire Emacs is written in Emacs Lisp, just like the entire VS Code is written in JavaScript. So Emacs Lisp, learning a little bit Emacs Lisp will help you know Emacs by a lot. Okay, so you don't have to, but it's nice. So spend time to learn some Emacs Lisp or Emacs Lisp by example. So this section is all about, so I have code, the actual function. You can just copy it and paste in your Emacs and you'll be able to call this function, meta-x, and so all these are sample functions. For example, XAR title, case, region, or line. Okay, let me demonstrate this one, for example, because this is simple to understand. So change title case to title case. Okay, so open a new buffer, something in the water. Fantastic. Okay, now magnify. Okay, magnify. Okay, well, actually too big. Okay, something in the water. Now, typically, now this is an English writing, guide, English style guide. In programming, you have idioms, fucking idiots. The Python, especially the Python fuckheads, idiom their ass. So you have style guides in programming. Same thing in English. So typically, so how do you title? So if this is the title of your article, there are many ways to title it. Okay, so let me show you some of the ways. Show the pink window, please. Okay. So many ways to title it. The first way is the Brit Convention. This is the Brit Convention. Now this is the American Convention. Now then there is okay, so let me show you. Okay, so the different conventions. Okay, then let's see that. Okay, so there are 4 different ways. Let's shrink. Okay, so shrink. So you can see this one capitalize the first letter, and that's it. This is a Brit United Kingdom Convention. Okay, now the second one, this is the American Convention. Now notice it's not just capitalizing each first word in each word, first letter in each word, but no, the in and the the must be lowercase. Okay, so this is American idiocy. They have, for example, basically articles, and versus, in, the. This word you don't capitalize. Okay. Anyways, that's American convention. Then there's this one, systematic. Simply capitalize every first letter of every word. This is what shall we call it? Programmer style. Okay, but it's rarely used. At one time for a year or two, I tried to use this, but I eventually dropped this using this convention, because look at my article. For example, change Emacs, change to title case. The to is not capitalized, but however, you could, so one of the convention is just simply capitalize every first letter of a word. Okay, for title. Then of course, then there's all caps. Okay, so here's some of the common. Okay, so I would say in terms of in order of common, how common they appear, it would be this order. Okay, so okay, how did you do that? Okay, so copy the whole thing, select all, make them all lowercase. Okay, so you can see the pink window. That's the command I'm calling. Okay, now if you want the American convention, just move the cursor there and press a key. You can see the pink window. It says space dot. That's my key, and the name of the command is XAR title case region or line, and the source code is right here. Just copy it and you can have it free. Courtesy of XAR. Thank you guys. And are we done yet? And I think that's it for today. Okay, so 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 continue. We haven't finished the introduction, the tool guide of XAR Emacs tutorial. Okay, so this section is all about example, actual code, useful code for Emacs Lisp you can grab and use right away. Then you have this section, Emacs Lisp write a major mod. Now this is more advanced. If you are going to write your own major mod, you can then study, I tell you how to. Okay, there are many things you need to know. So that's a basic tool guide of XAR Emacs tutorial. So you have 3 sections on Emacs, tutorial, init, and keys. Then you have three major sections on how to write Emacs Lisp. Then the miscellaneous and others. Then there's a bunch of other miscellaneous articles. My rants, my bitches, my XAR packages. Okay, this is all my packages. Now you need to, you like them. For example, this one is a math input mod. For example, I want to insert pi. Okay, pi. Okay, so there you see, there it is, pi. Okay, so wait. So and phi, Greek phi. Let's say mu. What else? Let's say summation, integral, degree. Okay, for you math writers, or the real numbers. What is a real number? That's one of the most let's remove this fantastic. Okay, let's remove it. Okay, show the pink window so you can see the commands. So undo, let's do it again. So the power of Emacs. Okay, so now we can magnify this more so you can see the full glory of these symbols. So how do I do that? For example, arrow, right arrow, which is often used. A, B. Okay. So A to B. Function, for example. Let's see. Then you have a function. Okay. What is that? Yeah, function. So you have all these Unicode symbols, and how do I do that? Well, that's XAR math input mod. You can get. Now you have to pay. Okay, pay me, and thank you guys, and because I if you didn't know, about 10 days ago I removed my 10 years of open source code from GitHub. Now they are still open source, but you pay me to get it. As I said, very depressed period of my life lingering around death, around hunger, death by hunger in America. Very strange tale. That you cannot possibly imagine. Not the typical Americans, but anyway, so that's it. Okay, so that's a tour of my Emacs website, okay, in which I'm going to move to xali.info. Cut that, close that. Okay, this is AutoHotkey, close it. And let's go back here. Okay, so go back here, paste text, okay, paste it, show in browser. That's about it for today's Xar Talk Show. Now I'm going to read comments, and we're gonna shut down in 2 minutes. No question, address me, okay? Programmer, okay, you want to know my daily routine, join Xar Discord, okay, join this Xar Discord. Essentially, I elaborate my daily routine too. You'll get tired of it. I wake up and sit in front of the computers and code. And every few hours, I walk for 30 minutes to and fro. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Wayland, that's right. The Linux idiots. Now, they are like, it's like a new fashion. Like they don't know nothing. But to them, the young people, right? Yeah, of course they are young. They don't know the history, but they are saying, "Oh yeah, you need to use Wayland." Oh my God, Wayland is the Linux. Linux. It's even Unix for like 40 years. I mean, let's just say Linux. Okay, when was Linux born? Linux was born in early 1990s. Okay, let's say 1990 exactly. Somewhere around there, it's hard to say because then there's a time. I mean, depends on what kind of date you want. You want the date where Linus Torvalds announced Linux project, or you want the date when Linux is mainstream. Okay, that depends on So basically, Linux started to become. People heard about it around year 1998. Let's say 1998. Everyone, programmers, nerds, they heard about Linux. Then around, let's say, year 2000, then many companies started to, Google, for example, they started to use Linux because it's free. Free as in they don't have to pay. Otherwise, they have to pay Microsoft. They don't have to pay. So, what am I saying? So Linux for, Linux, okay. I'm not going to get into a rant about Unix because I did that too often. But basically, the thing about Wayland is that Linux X11 is the worst fuck possible. X11, okay. So Xali Unix pestilence. Okay, you want to read about my gripes about Unix? You can start from this page, which is let's turn on JavaScript, which began. I start to write this refresh. I start to write this in 2002. Okay, when I was working in the industry, I was using I was a developer and sysadmin for Solaris. Okay, Solaris is one of the Unix. Of course, it's dead, and HP Unix and then Linux came up. Then in the beginning, it's Debian, SUSE, or however you pronounce it. I always pronounce it SUSE or something. And then Red Hat and a bunch of others, Yellow Dog Linux and so on. Then there's a BSD. Okay, so Windows 11 is the worst crap possible. Okay, so do I have the article here? I have it somewhere here. Yeah, so you want to read this one. Very popular back then. X Windows Disaster, written by Don Don Hopkins. He is one of the top expert of Windows X11. Okay, and this is written in 1994. So around 1990s, everyone knows this article. The nerds, this is Unix tradition. Windows 11, the worst crap, the worst software in the, you could say one of the top 5 worst software in the entire computing software history. Okay, but the Unix idiots, they don't know it. They don't want to hear it. They pretend the problem doesn't exist. Instead they say X11 is the best thing because actually it has the technology of separating the server from the client. And by the way, X11 reversed the terminology. So what we call server, they call client. What we call client, they call server. So when you are using X11, it's actually server client paradigm. So Linux, the Unix fuckheads, they would say, oh, Unix is fantastic because when it comes to GUI, you have this fantastic advanced architecture, server and client. Fuck, they are fucking ass. What they say is blatantly false. For example, read this article yourself, written by this fairly famous guy. He's on Hacker News. Okay, you can still go to Hacker News. Search for Don Hopkins. He hangs around there even today. He's pretty old now, 70 or 80 something. He's pretty old. He also ported the entire SimCity to Unix, okay, with using X11. He's an expert. He's also an expert of Wolfram language user, Mathematica. He's been using Wolfram language for like me for by now 30 years. Okay, Don Hopkins, and now and then I communicate with him. Don Hopkins, he's also an Emacs user. Okay, so he and this X11 disaster is one of the chapter of this popular book, Unix Haters Handbook. Okay, if you guys, the millennial generation, you don't know nothing. Even back then, you don't know about this. So because I'm old, I'm talking is properly is like history. Oh, he's talking about history. Oh, World War II happened. Oh, World War II. Back then, there's airplane looks like that. You don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So X11, okay, the worst technology in every way, the worst design, the fucking fucking hack, okay, just fucking hack a pile of shit. That's what X11 is. And when Linux took over, they inherited, basically they adopted X11. Back then there's a project because the people who know, who code Unix, they know X11 sucks, but there's no choice. Either you go just, it's already there, you use it, or you have to rewrite the whole, windowing system, which is not easy. Okay, not easy. So they just adopted, but there were projects, several, trying to eliminate X11, trying to replace, trying to create a new framework for GUI, for windowing system, graphical system. But they failed because it's not easy, it's a big. But also the other reason it doesn't happen because all the software written for Linux and Unix, they rely on X11. So if you create a new framework, all your software stops working. So that's a sad story of Unix. In part, that you blame the Unix fuckheads and the Linux fuckheads. Why are they fuckheads? Because they are fanatics. Okay, when you become a fanatic, you believe in something which is just false, but you believe it deeply. Then you got lots of problems. Then you got this X11, the worst technology crap happening, but you don't even know it. But so I have too many things to say because I was about to mention how is the situation in Mac or Windows. Okay, they have a much better system than the X11 fuck. Okay, so anyway, so this is 20 years ago. 20 years ago, Linux, happened, and Linux adopted X11. But there are several people, try to rewrite it, they all failed. Until now, Wayland is by now 10 years old, but it's not. I don't think it's not like in every Linux yet. Wayland. So yeah, stop using the fuck words. So Wayland, finally, Wayland started to become useful. I don't know the technical details. I haven't been using Linux for more than 5 years. But so that's the story of Wayland. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. Bye, guys.